Thanks for catching me up on the context of the issues. A suggestion though, read and familiarize yourself with the context prior to reading it on the video. It was really hard to follow you at times. I apologize in advance if this was due to a speech or processing impediment. Welcome to the 26th episode of the Dare Show podcast. Welcome to the 26th episode of the Dare Show podcast. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at myloveminey.tonight. This podcast, I want to dare you to look at things or see things through a different point of view, which is my point of view. I'm cracking up at that review. Not a review, it was a comment I got on the Darius Cook's expose video. It's almost at 1,000 views. Thank you to everybody who's watched. I noticed some other people have talked about him too. But yeah, I find that funny. On that specific video, like I do like some of the natural reactions, because sometimes my natural reaction is funny to me. Look, I do like doing this. I try to come off in a professional way as possible, in the most professional way as possible, or in a good way, but sometimes it doesn't always translate what my mind is saying, how I want it to come out, and then the notes that I have, but I'm doing my best. I'm trying, you guys. Okay, so this week, I do want to say, I meant to look up what episode that was, because Loose, I'm very late on this news, on this, I can't go back. I probably can't go back. Okay, but anyways, Miss Nelly Furtado, or Furtado, I think it's Nelly Furtado. I kind of did like a little, let's go back in time and talk and listen to, I just had like this revelation of a moment from the past, for a nostalgic moment of, let me go back and tell y'all how Nelly Furtado was killing the charts in 2006 with Get Loose. Or is it Loose? It's probably Loose. And for the Loose anniversary this year, I think it's the 10th year anniversary. No. I think 16th, she said. I think it was 15 or 16. It might be 15. 15 years ago. Miss Nelly Furtado put out Loose with Maneater and Get Right, and what are the songs off that album? Dun-dun-dun-dun. You don't know what it is to me. Okay, I'm forgetting the names of the songs. But I was meaning to talk about this, but earlier this month, I think it was like the 4th, she put out an expanded version of that album, which had a bunch of remixes on it. I think one was like, some of them were like Spanish translation of the songs. One was like, I think Get Right. No. I think it was Maneater. Had Missy on it. And I listened to it. It was cute, the whole like vibe, Missy, of course, fits so well into. But shout out to that, and shout out to me, because earlier this year I did talk about Loose, and it was the 16th anniversary. So go back and click around and see if you can find the video. I think it'll be on Spotify. It might not be on YouTube, but definitely Spotify. What else do I want to talk about? Let me just say this thing about defending Beyonce. So, I adore Beyonce. I love me some Beyonce. I adore her vocals. I adore her talent. I was a stan back in the day. Now I'm more of a observer. But still a love for her. Absolutely. Trick Daddy. I'm going to say this. Trick Daddy is, of course, not the only person in the world that believes Beyonce cannot sing or isn't really like talented or can't sing. I think that's mainly what that thing is. And what I think why people do that or why people say that is because I think people say Beyonce can't sing is because when she first came out solo, I think based off of solo, not Destiny Child at all. Solo-wise, I think like it was like this sexy approach, this physical approach of like, her body always out. Not in a negative way. I'm not saying this in any kind of negative way, but people can only put you in one zone or one lane or see you as one thing sometimes. That's what I've noticed as a person who has defended Beyonce back in the Twitter days, like early Twitter days. Not even early, like when Twitter was popping, like 2011, 2012. Back in those days, being like outraged in a way, just a little outraged. Always defending her to like some of my family members, even to, some people in my life now. That's why I think people don't take her seriously or think she can sing. Even though Halo is her, Halo, a ballad, is her top selling single ever, most successful single ever in terms of sales. And it's so funny because your song could peak at number 10 on the charts, but sell like 10 million singles, which is so bizarre. But anyways, I think that's why people don't always see her as a singer. But okay, I'm just going to go at it. But Beyonce has so many great, amazing vocal moments, great songs. Start Over, I Care, all of her stuff on the Cadillac Records when she performed as Etta James in Cadillac Records, all of that stuff. What else? Like Freakum Dress and Resentment. Listen. Like there's so many great songs and vocal moments that Beyonce has produced. And at this point, I'm just like, it's like, I feel like her work speaks for itself at this point. There's no point of, the Beehive defending her or going on Trick Daddy's, making bad reviews on Trick Daddy's restaurant. I don't see a point in doing that anymore. I feel like it's old and it's tired news. Or it's a tired act. And it is tired news that, people don't see Beyonce as one of the great vocalists of our time. I mean, people want to say, oh, she's a better entertainer. I don't see her as a better entertainer than a singer. I feel like it goes hand in hand. I don't know what entertainment has to do with singing. Well, for me, I don't see what entertainment has to do with singing when a person doesn't necessarily sing. I mean, when a person doesn't, entertain better than they sing. I feel like her stuff is equally. But anyways, that's my thing on defending Beyonce. And I'll retweet or I'll, laugh at the stuff and keep going because at this point, I'm old enough and I'm grown enough and I know what's real and who she is as a singer and entertainer. And the stuff, like the way you were, her tribute, she's tributed so many singers. The way you were with Barbra Streisand, such a beautiful rendition. A classy moment. She sang with Prince. She sang with Tina. I feel like Beyonce is the only entertainer, the only singer who has sung and collaborated with so many different legends and artists. I mean, Luther Vandross. She sang with Luther. In the studio, too. It wasn't like you sent me over vocals and I sent my vocals. They sang in the studio. Luther. You guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, what else do I want to talk about? Mary J. Blige. So fun. She has a documentary coming out this Friday. Um, should I be more excited than what I am? I don't know. Mary J has a documentary. It's coming out this Friday on Amazon Prime. I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen any footage. I don't like watching any kind of like preview trailer. These days, I hate trailers. I just want to be surprised and shocked and get all the information at once. It's so funny because I went and saw my grandmother today, and it's hot outside, but it was pretty beautiful, summer day, but it's very hot. And, we're just on the porch talking, and she was talking about Mary J. and how, first of all, my 77-year-old grandmother did not know that I'm Going Down as a cover. I'm like, Granny, I'm like, Meemaw, this is a cover song. I'm like, you're 77, you should know this is a cover. Oh my goodness. I screamed. And then I showed her the people who sang it. I think it was like Royce or somebody. I was like, see, and she's like, well, man, that's Mary's song now. I was like, oh my goodness. But she was like, I was surprised my grandmother brought this up because she was like, Mary has a documentary coming out. Oh, maybe I'll go watch it. Watch it. Oh, we can watch it. Okay. I'm thinking about something. Okay. We can watch it together. Oh, I was looking for the straw, and the straw is right next to me. I went and got my metal straw. Jesus. Okay, anyways. So Mary was on GMA, and my grandmother was like, yeah, she was singing this. She was talking about I'm Going Down, and how Mary was just like so broken at that moment in her career. And it was like one of the earlier songs, probably like off her first album. I was like, oh, wow, Mary over here touching the grandma's baby. Okay. Do I want to talk about Bob's Burgers? Okay, so my co-host, every now and then, we're going to have to do another show. My friend, the one I did an episode with, like probably a month ago now, he is a Bob's Burgers fan. I think he caught on a little bit later into the series, but now, he watches it. It's his thing. And he kind of put me on a little bit to it, but there's supposed to be this Bob's Burgers movie. And it was supposed to come out last year, probably like a year ago in July. But because of, the pandemic, for some reason it didn't. And now it's not even on a roster on a schedule. So it's like, excuse me, Mr. Burgers, what is going on here, Disney? I kind of was interested in seeing it. He's not so much because he thinks it's going to be very much a, like, what's it called? A musical, and he's not really into musicals. I do like a little musical when it's beautiful enough. The first musical, I've always liked musicals. Like, the first musical I can even think of is, like, Sister Act, or, like, Lion King, and then it progressed to Cinderella. I love the musical moments on, like, Disney Channel, with, like, Even Stevens, and the That's a Raven one. Still one of my favorite episodes of That's a Raven. When Paula Abdul was on there, yeah. What other? And then, Dreamgirls. Even in high school, I was the assistant stage director, or stage somebody. Stage somebody, because I can't remember what the title was, for Fiddler on the Roof. And then I was crew for The Princess Bride. It was a musical, and then later in the year they do a like a play. I saw this what musical did they do? It was some kind of like jail thingy. I'm forgetting the name. Okay, but anyways, but yeah, I do like a good musical. But he thinks that they're gonna be it's gonna be like a musical. Bob's Burgers is very stagnant to me. I feel like it needs some kind of push, some kind of oomph to it. And in my opinion, I think they need to like have Bob and Linda break up or go through some kind of like, give us a storyline for like just a season, then you go back to normal. Give us a storyline of like, they break up, they get into like, you know, an argument, they break up. Maybe they have to still work together, or they get separated, but then they fall back in love, and then they have another baby. I know it's like 10 years too late for another baby, but I feel like they can have another baby. But that might be, the baby part might be a little too much, but at least give us like some like moments of fun. That's what I think. Okay. All right. So next on my list, I want to talk about Miss Erika Girardi. Miss Erika Jane. You guys, oh my gosh. The fans do not like Erika Jane. I don't know if this is new news or they always didn't. I loved Erika from the start on the show, on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I loved her on there. She brought funny, she brought real, she brought fashion, she brought money. But now that we know her husband, Tom Girardi, Lord, he's scamming and taking money and not paying people. The thing is, okay, we all know at this point, you know, Tom has taken so much money from all these settlements that he's won. Not settlements. Well, some of them were settlements. Some of them were like actual cases that he's won. And my thing is, where is all this money going now that you don't have any money? You don't have any money now that the people want their money, but you don't have it because you're broke. But what were you paying? What's going on here? It doesn't make sense. And then what really doesn't make sense is Erika on the show. I think the show started filming like maybe a month or two before she filed for divorce. On the show, she's like, oh, we're fine. Okay, not that part. The thing is, she's saying, Tom, they're like, oh, how's Tom? Oh, he's fine. You know, he's at the office, at the firm. You know, he's a workhorse. And then 4 months later, during this deposition and this court documents, Tom has like dementia. It's like, Erika, come on now. Y'all, this isn't adding up. That's where I get a little skeptical. That's one thing that makes me skeptical. Like, you didn't have to say he was at the office. And then even during the height of the pandemic, she made it seem like he was working, actually doing like work. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, Erika. Because she's like, you know, he would come home every day with food. And it's like, all of a sudden this man catches Alzheimer's. Can y'all go somewhere? Please. But the thing about Erika, and I did mean to look at the, Teresa Giudice's lawyer thought. But the thing about this whole situation is that if Erika, people kind of want Erika to just like donate money or give money to the victims that aren't going to be able to get their money back because of, you know, the bankruptcy or whatever government federal thing is going on. They want her to like make it good. I'm kind of selfish and kind of like, I don't want to give up my money, but okay, we'll see what we can do. That's how I kind of feel. Like, they're making her like out to be some kind of like villain when I'm not sure if that is really who she is. The thing, the headline is, we know Tom put money into Erika's business, Erika Jane. from possibly, the settlement monies. But did she know? Because if she knew, she's going to jail. But if she can get off by not knowing, if she can get off, if she can prove that, like, if something proves that she didn't know, then I believe that's what they're saying. She's going to be okay. Tom, on the other hand, is most likely going to jail. The whole documentary was a mess. They had Sunny Hostin. There's a documentary on Hulu. It's called The Housewife and this. Okay, I'm forgetting. I want to call it The Scammer, but it's probably not. But yeah. That whole documentary was a mess. They had Sunny Hostin from The View on there and her fucked up wig. They had Danielle Staub from formerly of The Real Housewife in New Jersey. Also, I don't think a housewife needs to come back more than twice. If a housewife comes back more than twice, there's really a problem. Like, y'all can't find nobody else. Like, you fired this girl twice and you want her to come back? This is ridiculous. I'm talking about people wanting Sheree back. Phaedra, we can see. We'll see about Phaedra, but people wanting Sheree back, get out of here. Also, there was like a Danny woman. I think she had like $25,000 sunglasses on Beverly Hills. She was like a friend of the show. She was on there. It's sad to see this man that you kind of think is cool and professional, like Tom Girardi, swindle these people out of money and kind of like guilt them and be like, oh, sir, man, we're going to put this in a fund over here so you can get this amount of money, much more, blah, 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 blah. It's just sad and unfortunate to see, but, he's probably going to get what he is going to get. These old people, they living longer these days, so he's really going to jail. But that's my thing about Erika. Leave her alone. She's definitely playing into it. I believe The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills coming on tonight. Last week, Bravo played it in our faces and fucked us over with this long-ass episode about Erika. And then we get to Erika and just come back next week. Okay, Bravo, I got your number. I feel like she is playing into it on the show. She was like looking in the camera. She walked in very dramatically, so camp. It was just like, oh Lord, what are we about to get into? Okay. I don't know. I love Erika. I hope she isn't. I'm a supporter of her. I love her. Well, I don't love her, but I do adore her content that she brings. I hope she's innocent. And that's all I have to say. But on the other hand, if she's wrong, oh baby, you going to jail. And jail ain't the way to go. Okay, so last on my list I want to talk about, on this 26th episode of the Dare Show podcast, I want to let y'all know that Patti LaBelle did an interview with Oprah Daily. Now, I thought this was like, I saw like the link and stuff and the little promo for it from like the writer of the article or the interviewer. Excuse me. But I was like, is this from last year or is this from this year? But it was from this year. And they talked about her longevity, I think, if I remember. I'm sorry. They talked about her cookout. She's having, she's literally like, summer's coming. We're cooking out. What is your like favorite cookout advice? And then she also said some really good stuff. The interviewer said, if you could give one piece of advice just to Black women, what would that be? She said, stay Black. Don't change, because being someone else is not who we really are. We're the authentic women. We've taken so many things and built from nothing. which we mainly still have nothing, but we still build from it and proud. Stay proud, black and fierce. That was a cute little motivational moment. Very true. Very true. I'm not going to go into the black woman experience because I'm not a black woman, but thinking like black people in general, you know, we got to love ourselves and know that we're enough and know that continuously we see other cultures stealing and not giving credit, appropriating. Yeah. Looking back on the life you've lived, are you satisfied? Are there any regrets that you have at all, or do you just appreciate it all? And she says, Miss Patti LaBelle responds, I appreciate the regrets. If you have no regrets, you can't go forward, you know? So many things I wish I had not happened, but they did. But I think it made me a stronger person for all that bad that I've seen, that I've been through, and I've been through all the bad that I've been through. Oh, and I've been through, I guess she's saying. But I can say that it didn't break me. I think it made me. Ooh. We love you, Miss Patti LaBelle. Thank you to Oprah Dailies for still shouting Miss Patti out. All right, so that's the end of my first segment. Next segment, I'm going to do, of course. Next segment. I had fun. Doing my next segment. I had fun re-listening to Be Yourself. And it's the 32nd anniversary of Be Yourself. And it comes out on the 26th, I believe. So go play Be Yourself. Enjoy Be Yourself. And I'll be back. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a break. Welcome back to the Dare Show podcast. For this main course segment, like I said, here we have the review of the 32nd anniversary, for the 32nd anniversary of Patti LaBelle's album, Be Yourself. It came out in 1989, and you know what? This is probably my favorite out of the like 5 album reviews I've done for her. This has been an enjoyable moment. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the songs. They're so fun. The album to me is kind of shorter than normal, than all of her other albums. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this one. I feel like she was kind of, not to say other albums, like others of the gems. And then I'm thinking about gems, some songs on gems and some songs on the Winter. There's a Winter in You album. And sometimes it would be like, it sound like Patti like didn't know what to sing, or she was just like reading the script, reading the lyrics and singing it, like not so much connected to the song or not into the song. But I definitely feel like all these songs on this album, she was definitely connected to, definitely, not to say she was connected to, but it flowed well. So, I just write stuff down. I don't know what. Oh, okay. Like what? What does that mean? Prince. So she worked with Prince on this album the first time. I believe she tells the story. She went to like Paisley Park and she spent like a couple days there. And I think he wanted her to cook, and she cooked, and then he didn't eat the food. Oh my gosh. Prince and her really made some incredible music. The first song that we see is Love. I mean, is Yo Mister, which was a single from Be Yourself. Yo Mister, how's your father? Now, the Prince songs are definitely, what's the word? I think I had the word in my head. The Prince songs are definitely, wait, did I write it down? Conversational. That's the word. The conversational songs. And that's just, Prince's like thing. Starting, probably like back when he wrote a song, I think it's called like SSR or something like that. But even like to come to mind, another Prince song from the Lord, Sign of the Times album. Sign of the Times. Very conversational. Very reflective of the times. Very like sort of what Nina Simone says, like we have to reflect, the artist has to reflect of what's going on in the times. So that's what I got from Yo Mister and Love 89. Great songs. I think Yo Mister is about like a father abandoning his daughter because of certain things she was doing. Yeah, a very conversational tune, as I wrote down. And then, he'll like Patty talking in it, which is kind of reflective of like her live performances. And then she hits that high ass note at the end. The why? What? She hits that note at the end. And it's like, okay, so I think Patty, I think one of them, okay, Patty promoted this single. I do remember watching videos of that. And I think Patty left this in the 80s, to be honest. This song in the 80s. But anyways, but I do remember her I do remember her promoting the song, watching videos of her like singing it. And I don't think she ever hit that note. Normally Patty like exceeds the studio version, but this time I think this is one of the times Patty never hit that note. And I think one time, I want to say it was lip synced. It looked like it was in like Europe or something. It was like a blue, simple background. She looked the big hair, of course. And I'm noticing, I was like rewatching videos, and I'm seeing, I forgot she kind of went into Be Yourself with like the big hair still, the extravagant hair. And that kind of ended in the 90s. Well, not kind of, it pretty much ended in the 90s. But yeah, that one performance she did, I think it was, like I said, I think it was lip sync. It's been a while. YouTube has just become so disgusting with the algorithm, with what they've deleted. Stuff is no longer up anymore, or you can't find it, or you search for one thing, and then 2 of what you're looking for comes up, and then you have like 4 random ass videos that's in your other algorithm. It's just a mess. Okay, so anyways, Love 89. I don't know what the hell that song is about. It's a cute song. I do love listening to it. It's very quirky. The quirky sounds, sort of the quirky writing. She's just belting the whole entire song out. And then I feel like we go to church at the end with like, people ain't got time. Okay, I'm clapping off beat and stuff. I have a pin in my hair. People ain't got time. Yeah. Shout out to Prince. Prince did a really good job. Overall, like I said, this album is very, very sweet. And it's like, I guess, refreshing to my mind. And it's so, it's a consistent sound, a consistent album. So, okay, here we go. The sentimental ballads. That's what I noticed. These ballads are very sentimental. Can't Hold Me Down. Very beautiful. She's, like I said, I feel like she's very connected to the song. She just flowed it out. She just sang it out very flowy. a beautiful song. Need a Little Faith, written by Burt Bacharach. Okay, I think they're, of course, randomly doing some kind of like garden work outside. Usually this happens on like a Friday. I don't know why they're doing this today. Sorry if you can hear this. You probably can't. I don't know. But it's written. Need a Little Faith was written by Burt Bacharach and Carol Bayer Sayer, who wrote on her previous album. I think they kept writing a little bit for her. Well, not for her, or they gave her songs. They wrote On My Own. Need a Little Faith. It gives beautifulness. She really did this really well, of course. I feel like the album version is completely different from the her live versions that she's put out, that she sang. Need a Little Faith. And I think that comes with probably a great MD, probably your own emotions, and then like you settling with the song after a while and being comfortable with the song. It's like, oh, okay, I can go here with the song, or I can go there with the song, or we could take the song this way. I think that comes with that, because even on the like 99 live, I wish there was so much more footage from the Burnin' era. Oh my gosh. But anyways, like in the 99, it's very stripped down. It's very like acoustic. She starts off a cappella. Hella, oh my god, she starts off a cappella. Please go watch. That's really one of my favorite vocals from Patty. Need a Little Faith to help us make it through. I need you, you need me. Together forever. Shout out to Burt. It's better live, definitely. I Can't Complain is the next song on the sentimental ballads that I've written down. I Can't Complain. I think the song, the title definitely tells you one thing, but I feel like the song is kind of about something else, but still, it's a really great song. The storm comes through the rain. I will survive. I can't complain. Beautiful. And then there's a bridge. She's really, yeah, I feel like she's very connected to this song. Very beautiful. Let's go to the up-tempos, okay? This album was so fun. The up-tempos are so fun on this one. I got it like that. Oh my gosh, so fun. Why wasn't this a single? I had just watched her. I thought there was 2 videos of her doing this live, but I guess there's only one. And I'm just like looking at like 80s Patty, 89, this Be Yourself era, and she just looks so fun, so happy, even though I know she wasn't, because, you know, Jackie, her sister, I think died, she said July 7th. And she was promoting this album probably, you know, a couple weeks or days afterwards. I mean, weeks or months afterwards. So I know she probably wasn't that happy, but she did come off like really like, and then the energy, the vocals, just amazing, just amazing. I got it like that, written by the I was about to say the Chainsmokers. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because they also put out, I didn't know that there was an expanded version of this album that I guess MCA has not released on, what's it called? What is this called? On, hold on, let me try to think of the name. On streaming. And then, because there's this other song called Nothing Without You, or Ain't Nothing, something. I'm forgetting the name. That, hold on, let me see. Siri, who produced Full Force? I'm not familiar with Full Force, but by the the little 2 songs that I've heard from them for Patty, Really great. And it's so energetic. It's so fun. It's so sassy. It's definitely like her bottle. Tomorrow's a brand new day. Cause I got it like that. And then like for the live version, you hear like there's this different twist. I got it. I got it. The backgrounds too. It's so I really enjoyed this. I watched this like a couple times so far. Of course, I love the live version better. Be yourself. Maybe that's why she really sounds so good and sounds so comfortable on this album, because she was being herself. And you can't tell somebody else to be themselves without you being yourself. Because that is such a fun song. Or I got it like that. It's such a fun song. These are all fun songs. The up-tempos, like I said, are so fun. Be yourself. What do I say about Be Yourself? I don't know. I really do enjoy it. She sang it so many times. So I feel like that probably had like a really good meaning to her. And it was an up-tempo, so it gave like a little variety in her shows. No, Be Yourself. Yeah, I really love Be Yourself. It's the title track. Still in Love is the next song. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I want to say it was written by Full Force, but I'm sure it wasn't. But it's a cute song. Still in Love. Here and Now. Oh my gosh, that's a really good song too, you guys. I don't know why this is Geffen. Did MCA get changed to Geffen, or are they combined? Geffen Records? Anyways, Still in Love, another great song, another up-tempo. Because I feel like those vocals are very, like I said, the vocals are very similar to that It Ain't Nothing, something, whatever song that's on the expanded version. Now, the expanded version had like a couple of remixes to this one song that is not, like, I hate that we can find remixes, but we can't find the original. Like when Toni Braxton did that on her Sex and Cigarettes album for, what's the song called? Coping. Like, she put out a bunch of remixes. Like, girl, I want the original first. Anyways. But yeah, it had like the single version for Yo Mister. It had, like I said, a couple of remixes. It had some If You Ask Me To with Diane Warren. If You Ask Me To, what's the name? Like a dub version. And then I think it was like the instrumental version also. But it's not available on streaming it's in my country, so okay, whatever. But the last song I'm gonna talk about is If You Asked Me To. Such a classic. I feel like, I don't know if it's a classic in a way. I think it went top 10 on the R&B charts. It was on the was it Beverly Hills? Or was it Bond? The last of the Bond movies or something like that. If You Ask Me To, written by Diane Warren. Patty's made it a classic with her singing it a lot, her being that consistent vocal, the different like arrangement she's put to it. I think Patty maybe in like the promotional type thing, I think she sang it like the record like maybe once or twice, but other than that, I feel like especially in like the 90s, in the late 90s, she kind of like made it her own and kind of like changed the melody up a little bit. Especially on like the verses, but she'll only sing like the first verse now. But yeah, a staple in her show, a staple vocal that she always gives good. That long ass note she holds, which kind of like takes up the last chorus. I think the chorus goes like twice, and she sings it for like 1.5 times of the chorus, and just ends it incredibly. I remember on the Live 99 era, The backgrounds to this, like, it's like they took it to like this gospel situation, and it was just like incredible. You guys have to go look up. If You Ask Me To has some great vocals. I'm not even talking about the album version. I'm talking about live version. I really don't even care about the album version because I rarely listen to it. I'll go listen to because she has so many great live versions of it. So yeah, what would I give this album? Now there are some songs I don't listen to. Some of the ballads, I think one is called like "I'm Scared of You." "I Can Fly." I've probably heard those probably like twice in my life. Oh, that's probably it. Okay, so what would I give this album? You know what? I will give this a 4.9 out of 5. Even though that's like really ridiculous. I would give this a 4.9 out of 5. Like, I don't know, something's holding me back from getting a 5 out of 5, but I really do enjoy this. Like I said, I really enjoyed listening to this album, reviewing it, listening to it again. It's such a consistent, like I said, I feel like she was being very comfortable. I think 86. So she had like 3 years before she put out this album. And they came out around the same time. Probably like literally almost 3 years apart. And you know, Patty, her voice is so different in each album, but you still know it's Patty, if that makes sense. Like, Winter and You is so different from Be Yourself. And even though like the sound like evolved, and I think she like did some New Jack Swing on this one with I Got It Like That, I want to say, or Be Yourself, one of those. She kind of, you know, she still fits the sound, and she still gave great vocals. So shout out to this. Shout out to Be Yourself. 4.9 out of 5. Tell me, what are your favorite songs on this one? Did I say what my favorite was? I didn't. What's my favorite? I Got It Like That, or Be Yourself. I listen to Be Yourself a lot. If You Ask Me To is another favorite, honestly. Yeah, so tell me, what are your favorites? Tell me, what do you remember if you were alive? Not alive. If you remember this time period. She does a lot of promotional work. Well, not a lot, but she did a good amount of promotional work. That's on YouTube. That's what I mean. So you can definitely go check those out. Very fun, very energetic during this time. Shout out to this time. Shout out to Be Yourself. If you would like to follow me or leave a comment, my Instagram is MyLoveMyNeedTonight. Thank you so much for listening to this Be Yourself review from Patti LaBelle, the 32nd anniversary. This album actually comes out, hold on, I think it's the 24th. Why do I keep doing this? It comes out on, I think it's the 24th. Oh, I'm sorry, the 26th. So that's later in 3 days. I think Friday. So yes, thank you for listening. If you want to comment, leave a comment. I'm trying to get back to my second edit. Thank you for listening, though. This is the Dare Show podcast. And on that note, I'll be back next week I said last week Flame was going to be the last one, but Flame is the next one, and it's going to be the last one of this segment of reviews for her, because I believe most of the albums that I want to review, they've already come out during this time. I think, I know Burnin' is later in the year, in like October or something like that. So that'll probably be the next one. I do probably need to get a Timeless Journey one out, because Timeless Journey is really a good album also. But yeah, anyways, this is the Dare Show podcast, like I said, and thank you for listening. And I'll be back next week.